Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Hope you've had a good week. Now we've got an extra submission come through this week, and it's a new band to the channel, although kind of, I think. The band is called Mortua Sordes. We haven't seen them before, but I did some digging around and I found on their Encyclopedia Metallum page that it actually said the singer in this band is Greg Filth. Now, if you've been a long-time listener of the channel, you might remember Greg Filth. We saw him a few years back. And I always remember that show because it was a cool one. It was some DSBM and dark Blackened music, which was really cool. But he really enjoyed being on the show that time. But I also remember that he really enjoyed one of the other bands that I put on that channel, on that show. And he really got into them. And I think he messaged them and talked to them and stuff as well. So it was really kind of cool that he really got a lot out of the channel as well. And I got a lot out of the channel checking out his music. That's what it's all about. Really, really cool. The band is called Mortua Sordes. The track is called Eternal Curse. I'm going to quickly get this up on here because it's a bit of a blurb. It says Mortua, this song, was released after the singer Sorg went into the woods to claim innocent lives to harvest their souls. Enough souls to conjure up enough power for a new album that releases in April 2024. So we got some deaths apparently, of course, from this one. This is, as I say, Eternal Curse. It came out 3 months ago. I'm going to have to subscribe to this channel. Here we go. Let's get into it. Drums sound great. sound. Great. Man, I haven't been listening to some Black in a while now. This has been really, really refreshing to hear some of it today. Some Blackened doominess as well. Some really cool riffs going on in this one. That single string stuff towards the end there was really cool. Gave it a different vibe at that point. More sludgy as well, which was really nice. Nice distortion on that guitar as well. Just enough grizzle and kind of rasp to it, which cut through the mix in a nice way, which I thought sounded dope. Particularly, I love the sound of the drums on this one. I thought the kick was such a great kick sound. Had that kind of thud to it, but also with a kind of suctiony slap to it as well. And that is such a great kick sound to have, because the thud brings in the bassiness and you kind of really kind of slam down with the thuddiness of it. But the high end and that slappy kind of suctiony sound to it cuts through the mids as well. So you get the balance of the kick, and it really was stomping nicely, kind of really brought a force into the mix. Really heavy drum sound, sounded great. And on the high end with the cymbals as well, they had a really great sound to them. It wasn't a clear, crisp kind of sound with really kind of clear, nuanced drums. Had a real kind of airy, more sucking kind of sounds as well in there, and it sounded absolutely great in the high end. You had this kind of washy, sucky kind of dirty sound for the cymbals. It really sounded nice. I thought it balanced the whole thing up nicely, because you had the stomp and the power of the low end of the kick, and then this constant high end washy airy sound as well in the high end. I thought it sounded absolutely great. Really, really nice. Vocals all the way through sounded great. Great rasp and gravel and blackened edge to the vocal, and it sat nicely in the mix as well. Wasn't really up front, but was just up front enough, but it just sat nicely, perfectly in the mix in the right place. So I thought these guys did a great job. The only thing I'd like to hear a bit more of in this kind of music is to be able to like particularly pick out the bass tone. There was obviously bass in there, but I couldn't hear the exact bass tone, and that's always nice to be able to put your ear on the specific bass tone. So if you can bring in a bit of grizzle onto the bass, do a bit of an EQ bump round the mid so you hear that grizzle coming through. A really fat low end bass tone is going to mess with that kick and make the kick not punch as hard. So maybe you don't want too much low end bass in this stuff, but you definitely want to be able to hear the grizzle of the bass coming through in this, separate to the guitars, so that it's got its own place within the mix. That's all I would say. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And as I say, I haven't been listening to black metal just lately. I've been more on the grind trip because of the Monday grind. I've really been loving the fast plays, blasting, grinding stuff, and we get some nice blackened edges come through on those bands as well. But that's really the only black stuff I've been hearing lately. So to hear some proper black again is nice. I think I might be listening to some of that stuff over the weekend as well. Hope you've enjoyed these guys today. Go over and listen to them over the weekend. Although, as I say, their album's not actually out till the end of April by the sounds of things. But hopefully they got another track of that coming out, and we'll listen to that as well, because yeah, it's nice to get some black metal back on the channel, and nice to get Greg as well back on the channel, if that's who it actually is, if Encyclopedia Metallum's correct. That's it from me this week. We'll be back again for the Monday grind. Again, only 2 days away. I can't believe how fast the weeks go. That's it. We're almost into April as well. Jesus. Hope you're having a good one so far, guys. We'll see you around. Cheers. Bye.